Hi guys, I wanted to talk to you today about your finance and your funding future. So what I've got here, I'm going to show you the strategies that you need to use to be able to become fairly wealthy. And what I talk about here is there's 3 different levels, and I'm going to walk you through each of these levels. And you have the level that most people do, the level that what we class would be the middle classes people do, and the ultra wealthy and how they run their finances. And I want to uncover all of that for you. I want to allow you to have a look at it and see it. But I want to stress right here and right now that money is only a tool. It's not going to make you happy. It's not going to make you feel fulfilled. It's not going to make you feel worth something. No matter how much money you have, you will not get the fulfillment that you're looking for, that you must get fulfillment from other things. And money can help you do that. It can provide that solution, but it can't be the solution. So just be mindful of that as we go about talking about money. This is not just about getting rich for the sake of getting rich. It's about building a fortress around your family that nothing can penetrate, that you can protect your family and do the things and feel fulfilled the way that you want to be fulfilled. So let's go straight on to the first slide. So our first slide, as you can see, there is so much on this slide. That's a lie. There's only a little bit. So you've got your income at the top. You've got your taxes, because let's face it, the tax man does not trust you. They take the taxes off first. And then you have your personal account. And most people use this model to fund themselves, to run their business account. So they've got the income comes in, the tax gets taken off, it goes into their personal account, and they just spend it however they want. And that sounds reasonable. It sounds normal. Nothing seems weird. Well, first of all, that's why most people are poor. It is because they use this system. And the second thing I want to say is you're paying too much tax. Because if you put it in your personal account, you get taxed at the highest levels. And that is really, really not a great thing. I applaud you for paying tax, because it means I don't have to pay as much. But you don't need to pay as much as what you're paying. If you're using this model, you need to change it. You're not getting the most out of your tax savings. So the next level up is what we call our middle class model, okay? And if we click this in there, you'll see some subtle differences. The first difference that you're going to see is it's incomes, not income, incomes. You see, where you want to get wealth is you want multiple sources of income. So you don't just want it from one job. You don't want to work 2 jobs, but you want to have income coming in from different avenues. And that is a real key. If you can have multiple sources of income coming in, you're going to find yourself feeling less stressed because you've got more security. If one dries up, there's others coming in. Have you ever seen somebody that's just lost their job and that was the only income coming into that family? What stress and weight is on that person's shoulders? If you have multiple incomes, you can suddenly seem to go, okay, well, we have had a big loss, but we've got still something coming in. There's a little bit of hope with that. And that is, in essence, what the middle classes and the wealthy people do. So they look for multiple sources, multiple streams coming in. So what's the next thing? So it goes straight into the business account. And that business account, as you can see, the business account is full of great benefits. You have a reduced tax system in there. The second thing is you control when you pay the tax to a degree, which means it's not taken off you at source. You can take it off. So you put that money, the middle class people will put money over into the tax. You'll need to check what your tax laws are in your country, but over where we are, it's around about 20%. So 20% corporation tax goes into that account, and it stays there. We don't touch it. It's all prepared. It's all ready. And then the remainder of that money, it gets divided. So then they put some money into their personal accounts and they spend that money, and they keep the rest of the money into their business accounts. And that's how roughly what the middle class would do. And they'll spend their money in their personal accounts willy-nilly, how they do, and they'll all feel broke at the end of it, but they'll have a little bit more money in that pot because they don't have to pay as much tax. Going from 40% down to a 20%, that's a huge little savings, more money in the kitty for the home. But there is a better way, and this is the way that I want to spend some time with you discussing. This is what I want to show you. Okay? So, what does this look like? Well, it's a little bit more complex. Can you see it now? Yep, it's on the screen. It's a little bit more complex. So you've now got your incomes, same method. It goes into your business. Your money goes off to your tax. Money goes off to your personal investment strategy, and some goes into your business management. So at the bottom there, your business management or your business account, that's what's going to manage your businesses. It's going to run your business how it should. So it'll do the marketing for those businesses. It will do the running costs, staffing, all of those things. It just manages that important money. The tax, the great thing about the tax is your accountant will work hard at making sure that you get a rebate out of that tax bracket. So you're putting 20% away, but hopefully you might only need to pay 8% of that because you've got a lot of offsets to go against, or you may get like a 5% rebate back out of that pot that you get to put back as a dividend or back into the business, or however that you decide that you're going to divvy that rebate up. So it's a really good tool to be able to have that facility in place. So you've got your tax, you've got your business structure, and now we're talking on your investment strategy. Now this is the bit that makes all of the difference. Not just part of the difference, but all of the difference. So what does that look like for you then? Okay, so you'll see it's divided up into sections. So you have your needs account. Now what's in your needs account? That's your household needs. So what do you need? We're not talking about wants, just needs. You need to strip away. What's your mortgage payments? Rent payments. You need somewhere to live. So what are they? What are the costs to feed you and your family? What are they costs? Not what you need, what would you like, but what do you need? What is the absolute needs to feed your family healthily? We're not talking about just eating gruel. We're talking about eating healthy diet, some fruits and some vegetables, some tin cans, whatever it is in your budget. But what can you do that everyone's nourished, well nourished, okay? And again, that's not about starvation. It's about just feeding people to a healthy level, not overfeeding, not underfeeding, but getting that just right. You then want to be looking at what bills do you have. So your Sky bill is not as important. In fact, it's not a need, it's just a want. So you sit there and go, well, that's not a need for me. What is a need for me? Okay, I'll tell you what's a need for you. Any taxes, local council tax bills, state taxes, all those little taxes that need to be paid, they're important. You've got to pay those. Gas, electricity, utilities, water, or wastage, all of those things, they need to be paid. Any insurances, if you need to have health insurance, that is an important thing to pay. So you need those things covered. Everything else, mobile phones, internet, TV packages, well, are they needs? No, they're not needs. Can you use your work phone? Yeah, you could use your work phone. Could your family have work phones? Yeah, your family could have work phones. So you could work it so your business pays for your household income. Sorry, for your household phone and potentially even the broadband that's in there. So you don't need all of these extra facilities. You don't need to go on holidays. You don't need the extras. So you take away those extras. Life insurance, this is a really crucial one. With most businesses now, you can get life insurance through your business, so you don't need to pay that even on your personal now, so your business can take care of it. If you've got health insurance, maybe your business can pay for the health insurance rather than coming out of your needs account. So suddenly, you look at it and goes, what does my absolute family needs? And you've got a figure there. That is what you need to cover every month. That is what you need to put in every month to know that you're covered. And when you look at that figure, you think, actually, this is doable. This is not as high as my lifestyle is now, but this is doable. Attached to that, or just underneath it, it's a separate account, but it's what we call a fun account. That's the stuff that we want to have fun with. So that's That's the things like, I want to be able to go on holiday. I want to have a new kitchen. I want to buy a horse in some plot of land. I want to drive nice cars. That's your want account. You divide some of your money into that. It's percentage. You always put percentages, and we'll talk percentages later on. Okay. So this is how the next steps are. You also want to have a personal investment plan. So this is for your education. So whether you're going on seminars, whether you're reading books, whether you're actually booking courses where you get to physically learn something new, something that's going to grow you, inspire you. It may be a retreat somewhere. This is the area that we're talking about, okay? As we look at the other areas, property development, you want to be putting a percentage of your money into property development. So what you do is you save that money up until you've got a deposit to be able to buy a plot of land, to buy a house, to buy a complex, whatever the case may be. You need to be able to buy that money and leverage the debt as well, but be able to put a deposit down and chunk that in. Some of you may start with going, well, I actually don't have the money, I can't raise money fast enough, and you may club together in getting involved in somebody else's project and putting some money in to be able to get that funding out, and that's fine also. What's the next level that we're talking about? Well, you've got your investment, and this is an active investment. So this may be something that you're deciding to create yourself. So you might be buying shares in other companies. It's all automated, but you want to be making sure you get a monthly income, and I'll talk about that later on. You want to be looking potentially at lending that money out at an interest rate that you get that money back. You may be looking at bonds or other things. You may decide that you want to start another little automated business that you feel like you can actually get an additional income stream coming through. And what happens with all of these pots of money is they should be generating new money. So these last two should be generating. And you also need an old people's fund, because you're going to get old and you're going to want to retire. So you need to have money in that fund to be able to protect yourself. So again, if we work this correctly, all of those last three, what's going to happen is you're going to take the money out, and as the money comes out, what happens? It goes back into the income stream that goes into the business. The taxes get put away for taxes. Your actual business operation costs get taken care of, and you put the remainder back in to the fund. That's the investment fund. So part goes to your needs, your wants, your fun account, goes into education, goes into all your different investment strategies, and it just recycles and recycles. The goal of this is to have your account from your investments to cover your needs. And once you've hit that, you want then your investments to be covering your fun account. So you suddenly are finding it's now fun. It's enough. So if you've got a 2,000 for your needs account, and you decide you want 2,000 on your fun account as well every month, so your investments need to get to the £4,000 mark before it can actually, after tax, after the business expenses, that it can actually cover those areas. And suddenly you're going to find that these become self-building, self-growing, and getting bigger and bigger. And once you've hit your needs, you can then just put more money back into all of those investment pots, your education pot, and all of those things, and you find that you start lifting yourself out of this poverty mindset. The great thing about this is you protect yourself through the company, and as it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, the protection, the income just grows bigger and bigger and bigger, far greater than your needs. And that's when we come into our last little phase, which is our contributions section. So we need to be putting some pot of money into our contribution section. Now, I always go with a 10%. That's my goal. That's what I focus on, is 10% of my net wealth goes into contributions. And what is contributions? That is when you're giving back. So it's giving to charities, it's giving to worthy causes, things that are going to actually help support other people. It may be a cause that you're going to help family and friends. Whatever that amount is, you give back, because remember, it's about the tool. So you've got to, the fun is great, the needs are great, you secure those. After that, and your education is great because you're growing, you're learning. But the big thing what we want to do is we want to be able to connect with people. So what your contribution section is going to be, and you can put it whatever percentage you want, but your contribution section needs to completely move you into connecting with the world around you and feeling like you're really giving back, that you're really making a difference in this world, because that's what's going to help fulfill you. And if you remember in other videos that I've spoke about, is there's only one problem in life. The only one problem in life is finding fulfillment. And once we find fulfillment, all of the problems just disappear because we're fulfilled and know the problem matters. So the only problem that you need to focus on is the fulfillment. And this is what I want to show you. Get this financial guide put right. This video, share it wherever you want to go, and go build a financial fortress around you. It doesn't take a lot to start off with. It just requires you to consistently move forward with this. I look forward to speaking to you in further videos, and take it easy.